with my friends. But when your son returns, who swallowed up half all your properties with prostitutes, for him you slaughtered the fattened calf, fattened calf. He said to him, my son, you are here with me always. Everything I have is yours. But now we must celebrate and rejoice because your brother was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and has been found. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Okay, well, I found that preaching last minute, and it's because they told me to, but I kind of liked it in a sense because I could relate to it a little bit, where all my life I had problems and stuff like that, and even though part of me felt like it was my fault, and part of me knew that it was my fault, I never wanted to accept it. Same thing with his youngest son. His youngest son, all he saw was, I have an opportunity to get stuff, but I'm not doing anything with it. So he goes and he takes everything from his father. What he does, he goes far away and he wastes all the money and everything. And what happens? He's left with nothing. So he wants to go back to his father. When he finally realizes, when he finally accepted, he did wrong. He finally accepted, he was like, I did wrong and I regret what I've done. Look at me now, I'm dying. I'm dying from hunger. I need to go back to my father. I need I need to apologize to him. I need his acceptance. I need the Lord to know that I still care about him as well. What he do? He repented his sin and he went back to his father. What happened? His father accepted him, right? So his father, you saw, he did something good by accepting what he did wrong. By accepting what he did wrong, what he get? He got his father giving him everything once again, and he even fed him, and he had a party. See, me, I don't accept a lot of things. I like to look at it the other way. I like to blind myself to the reality of my life. Now, when I was born premature. So doctors told my parents, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it far. And even if he does, he's going to be handicapped. He's not going to be able to speak. He's not going to be able to learn. He's not going to be able to walk. He's not going to be able to talk. Look at where I'm at now. I'm sitting here, I'm standing here, and I'm preaching to you guys the word of the Lord. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah to that.
Amen.
He's sitting here, and he's telling me, you have a purpose. But I never want to accept that. I was little. I always went to God. I was always by myself. I always asked God, God, what is the purpose for me living? There's no purpose. I have no reason to live. Ain't nobody care about me. Nobody likes me. Come on. Why do you just let me die when I was little? Why don't you just go ahead and be like, okay, I'm going to take you now to spare you from all the pain that you're going to face in your life. See, now I'm starting to accept that reality, that it was my fault, right? And now, like, I'm starting to feel better about it because when I was little, I always blamed God for everything that was happening to me. I'm like, God, why are you doing this to me? Why do I have to go to surgery? Why do I got to suffer? I suffered through surgery. I was only 5 years old when I had surgery on the left side of my body. I was sitting there, and I was sitting on the bed. I had no friends. I had nobody. God came to me in a physical form. What was his physical form? My youngest cousin, the only cousin that was there for me throughout the rest of my life. He walked in there with his parents. This boy was only 2 years old. He had back then, you know, boys always like games and stuff like that. Back then, the Game Boy was the best thing in the world. He had one, and he came to me. He came to my bedside. He was like, here, I want you to have this. I looked at him. I was like, why? You know that it's yours. Why are you giving it to me? I never thought about it, but now that I think about it, that's like God saying, even though you're going through troubles, I'm blessing you in little ways along the road. What he do? He let me know that I have a cousin there who's younger than me, but still can appreciate me for who I am and still is there for me. Now, I really appreciate, to this day, it still affects me, like, to know that he was there for me. He was on his little 2-year-old boy. He came to me, gave me his stuff, and it meant so much. It was like, wow, like, this is just some stupid little material, but it means so much because it comes from somebody that says that they care about me, that show that they care about me. I always felt alone in this world. Like, I was 7, I was still going through the surgery, the recovery procedures. I was 7 years old, like, I was by myself. Like, I would sit there by the stairs, and we had this big house when I was little. I would sit there by the stairs. My sister and my parents could be in their room, I'll sit there by the stairs, I would start crying. And I would think about it, I'm like, I hate my life. I don't want to live. I'll go to the kitchen, I'll grab a knife and I'll just put it through my throat, just like, I can't go through with it. I can't end my life so soon. But I wanted to. Every week I would sit there by myself, I would cry, and I would hurt. Because that recovery hurt so bad. When I woke up in the hospital straight after surgery, I had to stay in there for a couple weeks. Who was there next to me? My mom. They had to put a mattress on the floor for her. She sat there, she laid there right next to my bed on the floor. She was there for me 100% of my life. And she's that one person that I say is my God in my world. That is my God, and that's the one I look up to every day. At least with her, I know I'm not alone. And I still felt it. You know how many times I woke up in the middle of the night, I would start crying because I had to use the bathroom and I had a cast in my leg and I couldn't get up? She would get up off the floor, as tired as she was, she would get up off the floor, carry me to the bathroom, and help me use the bathroom. This woman did everything for me, but I never accepted, wow, like, she's helping me, and it's because she wants to, because she should, like, that's in her. I always thought, I'm a burden to everybody, like, I'm wasting my time here, I'm wasting everybody's time. I'm a nobody, I have no real friends, and blah, blah. Like, when I was growing up, I've always been ridiculed, I've always been criticized. Dan, you're so small, you're worthless, like, go kill yourself, I don't care about you. You know, I was in middle school. Middle school kids would tell me to go kill myself because they didn't care about me. I was being cussed out, like, everybody, guys and girls, they all hated me. I don't know why. I just felt alone. I felt like I had nobody in my life. I had no friends. I didn't even know where to go. I was lost. See, but that's just one of the problems that I always want to, like work around it. Like I always wanted to walk around it. I never wanted to go through my problems and face it. I always wanted to go around it. And I have a tough time accepting things the way they are. And why do I say that? Because right now, when I was little, my real father, and this is a secret that my dad does not know. My dad, who's my stepdad, he does not know I know this secret. My mom just found out and it crushed her world to know that I know this secret. But I'm telling you this because I don't want nobody just to speak about it outside these walls. But my real father came to me when I was a little boy, and he goes, you know what? I'm your father. I was like, no, you're not. You're my uncle. He was like, no, I'm your father. These girls are your sisters. I was like, no, you're lying to me. My sister is Dorian. My sister is Jenny. These girls are my cousins. He goes, you got a lot to learn. And this is just the first thing. He goes, I don't want to push you, but I want you to be able to accept me and live later on in life. Okay, I stay over their house, and this is when I'm around 11 or 12. And he gets his wife, my aunt, my sister's mom. My mom's sister, said backwards. My mom's sister, he gets her to come to me and go, why don't you want to call your father dad? Why don't you want to sit there and be like, hi daddy, I love you. I was only 11, I was like, he's not my dad. My dad's sitting at home with my mom right now. You want to sit there and make me call him dad? No. You need to respect what I want, okay? Nobody wants to respect what I want. They wanted me to call him dad. They wanted me to be like, daddy, I love you, daddy this, daddy that. Doug, you walked out of my life when I was just born. You walked out of my mom's life when I was just born. How am I going to sit here and be like, okay, daddy, I love you. Daddy, you're everything to me. Just because you told me you're my father, come on. That's the worst mistake you've ever made. Now I can't even, before I couldn't even look at him as an uncle. I couldn't even, you know how bad it hurt to be able, because he lives 3 houses away from me with his family. You know how bad it is for me to go up to him, and all I want to do is shake his hand, because that's a respectful thing to do. And what he does, he grabs me to hug me. I'm just like, don't hug me. Do not hug me. You do not need to hug me. And I can't tell him that because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's the one thing about me. I can't hurt people's feelings. I'm all considerate and stuff like that, so I can't be like, Dog, do not touch me. I don't like you. Don't even look at me. That's what I be thinking in my mind. I'm just like, whenever I go to the store and I see him, just like, can I just, like, I don't like you. I don't want to see you. But I had to work my way around it. Like, just now, like, when I had my conversation, like, when I thought about it, I had to accept it. You know, I have to accept he's my father. I have to accept what he did. But the thing about me is, I take other people's burden and carry it on my shoulder. Like, it's not even just my life that I worry about now. Like, I sit there, and if you got a problem, if you got a problem, you got a problem, anybody got a problem, and you want to tell me about it, I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to handle it myself. And I'll take the burden of your problem, anybody's problem, and I'll carry it on myself. And that's what I did with my mom. That's what I've been doing with my mom. Thing was, she told me her secret when I told her that I knew he was my father. She told me her secret. She goes, I lived with this man for a couple of years. I married him. And she said, those were the worst times of my life. She says, I don't regret a lot of things, but I regret being with him. He had the guts to lay a finger on my mom. My mom's been abused for years by him. And then he thinks he could come to me and be like, okay, since you're my son, I expect you to love you. Expect you to love me. Nah, like, you did what you did to my mom. You did what you did to her sister. Why are you sitting here trying to come to me and pretend like, and like think about it like, I'm going to love you now just because you say you're my father? Come on. My dad, he came out of nowhere. He knows that me and my older sister are not his children, but he takes care of us, and he treats us like we're his children. I thank God every day that I have a father like him in my house. I do not care about the real one that I have. I can look at him, I can be like, hi, whatever, but I'm going to call him uncle. I call him Theo from every day. You're my Theo, you're not my father. You're not my dad. My dad's sitting at home, and I thank God that I have a father like him. Like, it's like I heard earlier, past preaching. Family can sometimes hurt us, right? You know, without them knowing. And I heard somebody talk about how her father and her brother will sit there and like make fun of her without her like, and not know that she's in pain, that what they say hurts her. And right at that moment, I realized I can relate to that. I have a dad at home, because like I said, it's not my real father, but I have a dad at home, and I have a little sister that all my life, they criticized me as well. They told me, he even told me himself, you're worthless, you ain't nothing. I don't know why you sit here and even try. And what he didn't know was he was hurting me. What he does is, his father gave him a hard life as well. So he uses tough love to make us stronger. It works. When I was little, you know when you're little, you take everything to your heart too easily. So it hurt. I was little. I had my own dad and my own little sister saying, you're worthless, you're nothing. Saying the same thing I was getting at school. You know how bad that was? That's why I was sitting there, 7 years old, I was sitting there talking about, God, why didn't you let me die when I was born? Why didn't you just let me go away? Why didn't you know I'm a waste. Why are you sitting here and giving me life? And that's just the thing, like, now is about time I accept that. That God put me here for a purpose, right? He didn't just sit there and go, okay, Jose, I'm going to let you live. I'm going to bless you with the ability to walk, talk, and hear, and you're going to do nothing with your life. I got to accept that now it's my turn to do something with my life. I've accepted now that he gave me the purpose. He gave me the responsibility to live my life. It's about time I spread it to everybody now. He did everything for me. He blessed me with a lot of things. And I never took the opportunity to thank him. Just this week, I've been thanking him for everything. And, like, he's been making me feel so much more better. Before these couple of days, my life was all about negativity. I lived a pessimistic life. I always just like, I don't even want to try this because I know I suck at it. I don't even want to do this because I know I'm going to embarrass myself. I don't want to do this because everybody's just going to ridicule me. And at that point, I was killing myself without knowing. I finally passed my depression, the horrible part of the depression where I wanted to kill myself. I finally got past that, but I never got out of depression. So every now and then, you'll find me crying by myself because of all the memories coming back. But now, like, these past couple weeks, somebody told me, you're living your life too